It's Kelly Hashway, and today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to read you an excerpt from Touch of Death, but I'm going to read you a specific scene because I recently discovered that in my writing, I tend to have a lot of scenes occur in bathrooms. And if you know me well enough and you know my mom, then you're aware of the fact that we have very strange things happen to us in public restrooms. They make for very interesting stories, and I think that's why they pop up so much in my writing. So today I'm going to share a scene that occurs in Touch of Death. Like I said, my main character Jody is on a date with her almost boyfriend Matt, and they are at a club. So I'm picking up, it's in chapter 6. The club was dark and loud, but Matt seemed to know where he was going. He led me to the bar and ordered us 2 bottles of water. He handed me one, leaning in close so we didn't have to shout. I know not to push my luck. That's why Jared's boss looks the other way when I'm here. So you come here often? I asked, taking a sip of water. That didn't come out right. Can I try that again? Oh no, you don't get off that easily. I gave him a playful smile. How many girls have you brought here? And don't try to tell me I'm the first. He put his free hand to his chin and tapped it like he was thinking. I smacked his arm, making him spill some of his water. What? It's not easy keeping track of all those girls. Very funny. He stepped closer to me. Seriously, I've brought 2 girls here. 2. I wondered who they were. Amber and you. He leaned closer to me. Our faces were just inches apart. He smelled incredible. I guess your sister doesn't really count, huh? The water rippled in the bottle as my hand shook. My nerves were getting the better of me. No, she doesn't. But you do. He leaned down. This was it. My eyes fluttered shut, but not before I saw him. Green eyes, right next to me. He yanked my elbow, pulling me away from Matt and into a crowd of people. Let go of me, I yelled, though it lost all effect with the music blaring. It took Matt a second to realize what happened. He stepped toward us, having to push past people trying to get to the bar. Green eyes let go of me and disappeared into the crowd. Matt grabbed my arms. Somehow in the commotion, we'd both dropped our bottles of water. What did he do to you? Are you okay? I wanted to get through one day where he didn't have to ask me that. He yanked me away from you. I shook my head. I guess he didn't want us kissing or something. That's it. I've had it with this guy. He's obsessed with you, Jody. Matt was so angry, angrier than I'd ever seen him get. He was always so nice and friendly. This was a side of him I wasn't used to seeing. I was glad I hadn't told him about Green Eyes ransacking my room. Listen, I want you to go to the ladies' room. Stay there until I come get you. What are you going to do? I'm going to find that guy and get his ass tossed out of here. I nodded, and Matt pointed to the bathroom. He watched me go inside before he turned to find Green Eyes. I almost felt sorry for Green Eyes. Matt was fuming, and since his cousin was the bouncer, Green Eyes didn't stand a chance. I went to the sink and stared at my reflection. I almost expected to see a wrinkle or a gray hair after the couple days I'd had, but I still looked like me, and I had to admit Melody was right about this outfit. I washed my hands out of boredom. What else was I supposed to do while I waited for Matt? The stall behind me swung open, but I didn't think anything of it. I reached for a paper towel. After I dried my hand and threw my towel in the garbage, I went back to the mirror to check my makeup. My reflection wasn't the only one in the mirror. Looks good to me, Green Eyes said behind me. I whirled around, my heart in my throat. How did you get in here? This is the ladies' room. But he was Green Eyes. What made me think a little sign on a door would stop him? Like I told you before, we need to talk. Talk, huh? Is that why you left the dead rat in my bedroom after you rifled through it? I crossed my arms in front of me, trying to pretend I wasn't terrified of him. Was the rat dead? He asked, not denying any of it. What a weird question. You left the stupid thing there. Shouldn't you know if it was alive or dead? The question is, do you? What? This guy is one riddle after another. Algernon didn't get up and run across your room or anything, did he? He said it like he knew it was true. Like he knew the rat had come back from the dead or something. I stepped closer to the door, not answering him. He followed me. We really need to sit down and talk. Somewhere else. Somewhere people can't walk in on us. I'm not going anywhere with you. You've been stalking me and leaving dead rats in my closet. I have to explain a few things to you, starting with this place. Do you know where you are? Do you? I motioned to the ladies' room we were standing in. He smirked. Cute, but we need to be serious. This place, did you notice the name? Serpentarius, so what? I wasn't sure why I was even still talking to him. I should have bolted for the door, but I had a feeling he'd beat me to it. Don't pay attention in school, do you? Speaking of school, what were you doing there? I know you're not a student. Mr. Quimby had no idea who you were, and the front office didn't either. Mr. Quimby knows who I am. He's the one who told me about you. He's the one who asked me to follow you. What? I shook my head. This is crazy. I'm leaving. I turned for the door, but he grabbed my arm, twisting me around to look at him. Do you know what will happen to your boyfriend if you get too close? Are you threatening him? I tried to yank my arm free, but his grip was too tight. Actually, you are. One kiss and he's history. He'll be as stone cold as the nurse who examined you after your accident. My stomach dropped. What exactly was he saying? The bathroom door opened, and a girl in a leopard print halter top walked in. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt anything. I shook my arm free from Green Eyes. You're not interrupting anything, I was just leaving. I glared at him one more time as the girl stepped out of my way. The name's Alex, he said. I know you've been wondering. The girl squinted at me. Great. Now she thought I was hooking up with a random guy in the bathroom, a guy I hadn't even bothered to ask his name. I was so not that girl. I shook my head and bolted through the door. So there's one of my bathroom scenes are actually more in touch of death, so you'll have to read the book to see the others. So I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.